Hello, everyone. So I've been really just been sitting back, watching everyone, um, watching the world go by, and watching people's behaviors, the things that are being done, how people are moving. And it's kind of like, in a way, it's just like, say when you go out in public, you go to a park or someplace like that, and you sit on a bench. You go to a city and sit on a bench, and what you call people watching, and you just take it all in, and you think to yourself the definitions of what's going on here. But anyway, I've had so much time to think about things and think about all that I've been through, ways that I have acted, things that I have done. And I also have had the time to, study my surroundings and watch others and society in its entirety and this world and how it's all ran and how it is all going. And it's hard for me to sit here most of the time and explain my feelings because there's just so much that my mind usually goes in 12 different directions, and I usually go off track. It's just a lot. It's a lot. There's so much. So, often I find myself grabbing my notebook and I think of something, and then I start writing, and I go into depth because I'm there in solitude and silence and focusing on that one topic, that I'm able to better depict and explain to myself what I'm feeling or what I'm seeing even. So I wrote something the other day, and I already did a little video on that, which was titled The Illusion. But another one I did just a night or two ago, I also went deep in thought about, and I started writing, and I was thinking about the Bible, because the Holy Bible, because I've read a lot of it, and everything I've been through in my life, and what I've been noticing, what I've admitted to myself, and now what I'm seeing everyone else doing. I pretty much have read it in the Bible, and it's like our story has already been written, and it's playing out again. Everything that happened in those ancient times is playing out again in our current times and in our lives. Hence, history repeats itself, as they say. So, I'm going to read to you here what I wrote, and quite frankly, I really don't care if it offends anybody or if people don't believe, but I see it and I believe it, and that's what matters to me. So the title of this is called Forbidden Fruit. Hence the story about Adam and Eve, and follow through right up into the current times. So, as Eve was first tempted to bite the apple and then condemned Adam in the same way, it's clear to me how now currently history is repeating itself. Modern day women have been drawn in and tempted with fruits, and in doing so, they've lured in a large majority of weak men through temptation. The tempting fruits are simply desires, lusts, pleasures, only to set their souls on fire. The enemy now has them in chains, bondage, sacrifice. They've become hypnotized through their phones, social media, mainstream propaganda. It was a conditioning tactic, a brainwashing technique to lead them to believe their current behavior is really enlightenment, spiritual evolvement, and some other false lies. Lust is just one of the 7 deadly sins. Women are often being paid for this behavior, or even services. This was done through envy of wealth. Yet another deadly sin, envy being one of the deadly sins. They are all doing it in abundance, which is gluttony. Another deadly sin. Another deadly sin. Yeah, gluttony. So there's, envy, gluttony. Okay, now. They are disrespecting the godly men and mocking and slandering them. This is wrath. Another deadly sin. They are also proud of their current behavior and promoting it. They're praising it, which is pride. Another deadly sin. They refuse to be obedient, to be good. They refuse to care about their true purpose or their relationship with the divine, aka God, which is sloth. Another deadly sin. Okay? Women are doing so expecting riches and wealth and material things and numerous partners. Men are doing so, stooping and paying fees for it. Also to have sexual relations and encounters with as many physically alluring women as they can, and also at once, which is greed. Another deadly sin. If they choose to continue and do not repent their sins meaningfully and with authentic, genuine sorrow, they will soon descend to an eternity in actual hell. Okay, and guys, I just went through all 7 of the deadly sins with all of that behavior going on. The behavior, the treatment, all of it. The refusal to be the better person, to, walk in more godly ways, etc. And what I did here was I had pulled up the actual definition of the 7 deadly sins in their entirety, which says, represent fundamental character flaws that spur other immoral behaviors and sever a person from spiritual grace, God's grace. So think about that. What is this life really? Is it just about having fun, partying, enjoying ourselves, making as much money as we can and getting as many material things as we can and being in competition with one another all the time and just not caring? And you see where I'm going here. What is the true purpose of life? And I think a lot of people just don't care anymore. It's like they just want to do whatever the heck they want to do. Go do whatever it is that they call fun and, pleasurable. But what if we're all here for a bigger purpose, which I believe we are? What if we're really here to truly discover who we truly are and why we are here and our true purpose? And I don't believe that all those things that I just spoke about are anywhere even close to our true purpose. Those are all things and behaviors that are spoke down about in the Bible. Yet everyone's doing them. Yet everyone's so ignorant. And I'm not sitting here and I'm saying I'm someone perfect and I'm perfectly righteous, because I'm not. I too have committed those sins. Every single one of them. I struggled through them. and I still struggle to this day. But what if we're all here to simply learn and admit to ourselves to find out that none of that matters? That all those things that we were doing, all those ways we were behaving, are exactly what we weren't supposed to be doing. I want to go deeper here, and I can, but as I explained at first, I get sidetracked often, and I usually need to write these things down, so maybe I'll just leave that for another video. But anyway, I hope you all find yourselves, and I hope you all find the true meanings of your life on this earth and true purpose. Because God knows I'm still trying to find mine. But I have isolated myself from all of that garbage and all of those ways of living, and from being led down those deep, dark paths that so many have fallen into, and they only seem to crawl deeper into them. But I can't worry about that. You can't truly help others. You can't change someone's mind truly. You can't make them be a better person. You can't make them want to do things differently. They have to actually realize something within themselves and want to make those changes for themselves, which is what happened to me. So all I can really say at this point is I just wish the best for everybody, and may God bless us all. You guys, have a great day.